This is ISUPK. This is Bmore Sabbath service. You understand? We're gonna get this kicked off real quick. Mighty.
Laya Shalom. This is for everybody. Amayim Wapanya Akwadam means rise and face east. We're going to read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then the English. The Lord's Prayer. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Malakah, Thama'ah, Retazayaka, Hayah, Aishah, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Hashemayim, Nathanaw, Lakam, Kol, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kapwak now, Kasalak now, Kapwaki now, Wala'ah, Lamiya'ayin now, Manasai one, Abal, Hawashai now, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapa'araf, La'ai Walamim, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debt. Forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not. Lead us not. To temptation. To temptation. But deliver us. But deliver us. From evil. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the power. And the glory. And the glory. Forever. Forever. So be it. So be it. This is Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bakashah, Nathanlanau, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kamaka Allah, Wakol Manawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakli, Hamaki, Hakak, Araka'awa, Hatama'ala, Lakarashan, Bahashim Yahushua, Wadaman. And in the English, Yahweh, the name Yahushua. Please give us the power. Please give us the power. The power to heal. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. Thank you. So be it. So be it. This is blessed Israel, the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Barak Lanau, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayah, Sapariah, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan, Bahashim Yahushua, the Wadaman. And in the English, Yahweh, the name of Yahushua, bless us, and Israel, and the school, bless, heal, shield, protect, the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. This is Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharia, Ma'ayan, Yama'ah, Azari, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayam, Ma'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Ragoka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yamishan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Ayah, Yamyaka, Yamamam, Hashemah, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makora, Yashamar, Apnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wa'aka, Ma'atha, Wa'ai, I will Aman.
And in the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hill.
I will lift up my eyes to the hill.
whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help coming from Yahweh.
My help coming from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold,
He that keepeth Israel.
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in
From this time forth.
from this time forth,
And even forevermore.
even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakarash.
Wa-Al-Thashakwat.
Al-Thashakwat.
Al-Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabyaka.
Awayabyaka.
Yahamu Yawan.
Yahweh Yawan.
Umashanayaka.
Umashanayaka.
Yeshawawah.
Yeshawawah.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Aimaka.
Ya'irayawah.
Yahweh
Sawad.
Sawad.
Wayataya'ai-Tazawah. Al-Tasapawanyaka. Amarwa. Lakawa. Manakakiam. Magoya. Wala'ah. Yasakar. Sham Yasha'al. Iwan. Kayah. Now with the eye Tazawah. Love, Yakadwa, Ayakab, Harya, Yakarathwa, Aholia, Adawam, Washamai Aliyam, Mawa'aba, Wahagariam, Gabal, Wa'amawam, Wa'amalak, Palasha, I'm Yashabyam, Tazawar, Nam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Tarawai, Labanyalawai, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadyan, Kasayasara'ah, Kayabyam, Banakal, Kuyashwa, Nashamadwa, Mayayanda Arab, Hayawa, Kaman, Adama, Shayadamwa, Nabayapawa, Kaira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakazazomanan, Konga Sayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Rasha, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahayam, Shayadamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Kawa'ira Ira, Wakalahaba, Lahat, Harya, Khan, Faradakma, Masa'iraka, what was the Wapafka, for Bahoyam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kulawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shaka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabahowa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Abad, Shaka, Yahweh, Labadka, Ayawan, Alkal, Paratiza, Aman.
In the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies.
Thy enemies.
Make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden.
And consulted against thy hidden.
They have said.
They have said.
Come. And let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off. From being a nation.
In the name of Israel.
But the name of Israel.
May be no more remembered.
May be no more remembered.
But they have consulted together.
But they have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
And Moab.
And Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
The
Gaul. And Ammon. And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher is also joined with them.
Asher is also joined with
They have
them.
hope in the children of God.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Javan.
As to Javan.
As the brook of Kison.
As the brook of Kison.
Which perished in Endor.
Which perished in Endor.
They became as dung for the
They
earth.
became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a ram.
Make their nobles like a ram.
Like Zahir.
And like Zahir.
Yea. All their princes.
All their princes.
As Sabah. And
the Samud.
Who
said.
Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to
The
ourselves.
house of Yahweh.
The house of Yahweh.
In possession.
In possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like
As
wheels.
a stubble before the wind.
As a stubble before the wind.
Fire burning for wood.
As the fire burns the
As
wood.
the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy temper.
With thy temper.
And make them afraid.
Make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with
Fill
shame.
their faces with
That
shame.
they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to
Let
shame.
them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know.
That men may know
That thou. Whose name alone.
Whose name alone
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh.
Art the Most High.
Art the Most High
Over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it. This is the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa ma Yaka Allah.
Wa Yaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazayab Ya'ah. Alawak Yahana.
Alawak Yahana.
Alawakyum.
Alawakyum.
Hasaranyum.
Hasaranyum.
Hakwatazayanyum.
Hakwatazayanyum.
Hakayayoyum.
Hakayayoyum.
Waha-Akwakyum.
Waha-Akwakyum.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa-Shin-Yahshah.
Wa-Shin-Yahshah.
The Wada Amah.
Wada Amah. And in the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the English.
And the English.
Commander General Yahweh.
Commander General Yahweh.
The General.
The General.
The Captain.
The Captain.
The Officer.
The Officer.
The Trooper.
The Trooper.
And the Sister.
And the Sister.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
These are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and
All
earth.
things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Say evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
And punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the
That
heathen.
speak against us.
That speak against
Thy
us.
prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
Princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Say evils and curses.
To evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
Say loose the treasure.
And shake loose the treasure
Of all the rich of Israel.
of all the rich of
That
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to get to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Into thy
Enter
sanctuary.
to thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
The evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
And punishment and
To the
destruction.
Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug
The court
dealers.
system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
And like synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic
The
Church.
Roman Catholic Church. The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia. Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus.
Gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
Lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
Army.
Navy.
Air Force. Marines. Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And the airways.
The cable access channel.
The cable access
And the
channel.
radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit
The spirit
of any of thy people
of any of thy people
that seek to stop
that
us.
seek to stop
And
us.
bring swift
That
destruction.
bring swift destruction.
All the heathen.
All the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Try to stop us.
Try to stop us.
Broadcasting your word.
Broadcast your
Throughout
word.
the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet
And
Earth.
loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the
Cause
plagues.
them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume
Let
them.
the plagues.
Let the plague
Shake the house of the thief.
shake the house of the thief.
And the murder.
And the murder.
Let Yahweh shine.
Let Yahweh shine.
Michael.
And Michael.
And Gabriel.
And Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying
And
saucer.
punish all the heathen.
And punish all the
They
heathen.
come up against us.
They're coming against
As we
us.
speak thy
As
word.
we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known.
Cause it to be known.
By all.
By all.
That it is the angels.
That is the angels
That have done it.
that have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread
Through the media.
through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake it like coming.
Cause them to shake thy
In
coming.
the name of
In
Yahweh.
the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalm, which means to turn. Shah, which means to sit. Shah. All right, you shut. All right. Page 17. We're going to be reading out of Leviticus chapter 17. We're going to be starting at 7, verses 7 through 13. First in the Hebrew and then in the English. I can get off. So we're going to call him on the next one. Come. Leviticus chapter 17, verse 7. Wala'ah. It's a bakwa. That's like Yazabakwa. Iwad. Ah. Zabakyaham. Lasha Iram, Shar, Zanayam, Akaryaham, Shalom, Dahayah, Sa'af, Laham, Ladarath, Ladaratham, Ladartham. Verse 8. Wa Alaham, the Amar, Ayash, Mabayath, Yasharallah, Oman, Agar, Ashar, Yagawar, but the Wath come, Shar, Isla, Awad, Zabak. Verse 9. Wa'al, Bathak, Ahol, Mawa'ai, La'ah, Yaba Ya'anwa, La'ai Shawath, Athwa, Layahawa, when a Karath, Ayash, Hawa. Is it Hawa? Hawa. Come. Mayum. It's like Mayawa. Mayawa. It's like Ma'aimyawa. That's verse 9, right? Come. Verse 10. Ayash. Mabayah. Yasharallah. Wamani. Agar. But the Wakam. Ashar. Ya'akal. Kal. Dam. Thafya, Panya, Pash, Kalab, Adam, Karathia, Asa, Makara, Aima. Verse 11. Yah, Napash, Abashar, Badam, Awa'ah, Wa'anya, Nathafyawa, Lakam, Al, Hamazabak, Lakapar, Al, Napashaf Yakam, Kiyah, Adam, Hawa'ah, Manapash, Par. Verse 12. Shalom. Shalom. Al, Khan, Amarathia, Labunya, Yesharallah, Kol, Nabash, Makom, La'ah, Da'akol, Dom, Wahagar, Hagar. What's a Huck, what's a Huck, Bathak, what's a Wakak, what's a Wakakam, the one, yeah, call, dumb, verse 13. Well, Ayash, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Woman, Agar, that's a Wakam, Ashar, Yatazawad, Tazayad, Kaya, Allah, Aywa, Ashar, Yaakov, Washapak, that's a good word. Come, Washapak, Number one. It's like a Dhamma. Sahawa. Vayapar.
Those that are just joining us, we're in Leviticus chapter 17. We are starting in verse 7 in the English. Leviticus chapter 17, verse 7. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a-whoring. This shall be a statute forever throughout their generations. Verse 8. And thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among you, that offer a burnt offering or sacrifice, verse 9, and bring it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer it unto the Lord, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 10, and whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. This is, how, especially Esau, they like to eat their meat like pretty much rare, kind of like how a beast would. The Most High is showing that we should not be eating anything, with blood in it, blood dripping out of it. But you'll see these restaurants, people will order this stuff medium rare. That's something that's like a beast. That's how beasts eat.
So like a lot of times they just tell them just put on the grill for a second, like the meat be really raw, and they just like sear the outside of it, just I guess to give it like a little crust like texture, but everything else be raw on the inside. If you ever cooked out on the grill, you gotta put that meat on the grill for a while, let it cook through. They don't do that. It's literally 15-20 seconds just to sear the outside, and they eat it raw.
Eat it raw. Come. Verse 11, for the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your soul. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. Verse 12, therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourneth among you eat blood. Verse 13, and whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof, and cover it with dust. That's it.
Marty? Also present thyself. We see Jamal. Hands to your side. Jamal. When you hold up. When you shout. There you go.
Jamal, button your howard up, button your shower. How about Shim Yahweh Shabrakatah?
Leviticus chapter 17, verses 14 through 16, and then Leviticus 18, verses 1 through 4. Verse 14. Kiyah, Napash, Kol, Bashar, Damwa, Bana Bashar, Bana Pashwa, Wa Amar, Labunya, Yasharallah, Dam, Kol, Bashar, La'ah, Atha. The Kolwa, Kiyah, Pash, Kol, Bashar, Damwa, Awa, Kol, Akolyawa, Yakarat, verse 15. Kol, Napash, Bashar, the Kol, Nabala'ah. What's a Nasarapah. What's a rapah? What's a rapah? But as a rock, Wabagar, Wakabas, Bagadyawa, Warakataza, Wamayam, Watazama, Watama'a, Ha'ira, Watahar, verse 16. Wa'am, Wa'a, Yakabas, Wabasharwa, La'a, Yarakataza, when a shot, I would not. It's like I would now. Verse 18. Chapter 18, verse 1. Waya Debar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, La'amar. Verse 2. Damar, Al, Wanya, Yasha Allah, Wa'amarath, Alaham, Anya, Yahweh, Allah Hayakam. Verse 3. Kama Asha, Aratazar, Matazariah. It's like Matazariah. I was thinking about that. Bashar, Yashabatham, Baha, Ba'a, the Aishwa will come. Wakama Aisha, Arataza, Kana'ain, Ashar, Anya, Mabayah, Afkam, Shema, La'ah, the Aishwa, Kwathiyaham, Hatya, the Aishwa, Wa'ah, Kapathya, the Shamarwa, Lalakath, Bahama, Anya, Yahweh, Allah Hayakam. That's it. I'm going to be reading from Leviticus chapter 17, verses 14 through 16, and stuff like that. Verse 14. What?
For it is the light
If I may, I wanted to, good reading from the young brother. If I may, you notice how the Most High is saying that, telling Israel here that they are not to do things after the doings of Egypt in the land of Canaan. And this chapter kind of goes into who you are not to lie with. And obviously the Egyptians were doing this, and the people of the land of Canaan were doing this. So the Most High is going to be very specific that we Israelites are not to do the things that they were doing in Egypt, or that they, and you notice this is modern day Egypt, like this that we're in, America. And they are doing the same practices, especially the same practices of male on male or woman and woman, same practices that they were doing in the land of Canaan and Egypt. And the Most High is specifically saying we are not to do that. We are not.
Right. Why do you? Maya Kalad, is that right, sir? Hold on.
Baiklah, banyak salah.
Baiklah, banyak salah.
Ya Basim ya Sabakta.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabrakatah.
You shut up? Leviticus chapter 18, verse 5. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 5. What's your mar con? It's like what's your mar thumb con off. Kakwathia. It's like kakwath the kakwath what eyes. What's your pot? What's your pot? What's your pot? Yeah. Shard. Your ice. Your ice. A thumb. Ha'adam. Wakaya. Baham. Anya. Yahweh. Verse 6. Ayash, all, Kol, Sha'ar, Basharwa, La'ah, the Karabwa, Lagalawath, Arawa, Anya, Yahweh, verse 7. Arawa, Abayak, Irawa, Amak. That's it.
I'm a cop. Let's talk about the mother.
I'm a cop. The Dagala. I'm a cop. Hawa the Dagala. Ira.
Dagala. Okay.
What? Ira Wath. It's like Ira Wath. Come. Verse 8. Shaf, Abayak, La'ab.
We're gonna use it.
That's a cut, right?
Come.
Abayak,
Abayaka. It's from his father's possession.
Abayaka, La'ab, the Galaha, the Gullah, Irawad, Abayaka, Hawa'ah, Hawa, Islam. Irawad, Akawaska,
Think about
Akha,
what we call the system.
Akwaska,
You know, we call the system. Come.
so is it again?
Akwas. Akwaska.
It's like Akwaka. Abayaka, Awa, Ba, Amaka, Mawa Lada, Baya, Awa, Mawa Lada, Kawataza, Ba'a, Dagala, Ira Wathan, verse 10. Ira Wat, Ba, Lanaka, Awa, Ba, Lataka, Baska, La'a, Dagala, Ira Wathan, Kaya, Ira Watka, Hana, verse 11. Ira Wad, Ba, Ashaf, Abayaka, Mama Ladaf, Abayaka, Akawaska, Akwaska, Hawa'a, La'a, Dagala, Arawatha. That's it. We're going to be reading from in the English from Leviticus chapter 18, verses 5 through 11.
And notice, I want us to really pay attention because this really goes through the Most High is very particular of who we're to lay with or lie down with. So don't be fooled by the Christian church, which accepts any type of anybody can be with anybody, because the Most High is very clear here. And obviously these were practices that they were doing in Egypt and in the land of Canaan.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 5. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Verse 7. Nakedness of my father, thy nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for there is nine thine own nakedness. Verse 11, the nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father. She is thy sister, thou shalt not cover her nakedness.
Well, and you see how the Most High here, you see how the Most High here is very specific, because you had a lot of, in Egypt, you had a lot of perversion, you had a lot of child molestation, this stuff was going on even in the land of Canaan, and incest, and so the Most High is really going through here. And when he's talking about uncover thy nakedness, people shouldn't be, walking around, even in your own household, walking around half clothed, because the Most High is very clear here of whose nakedness you should not see. People walk around, shirts all off, and or whatever. The Most High is very clear here.
Awesome. Present thyself.
Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Brakatah.
Shot. We'll be reading Leviticus chapter 18, verses 12 through 18 in the Hebrew. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 12. Irawath. Akawath. Akwath. Abayaka. La'ah. Lagalah. Sha'ar, Abayaka, Hawa. Verse 13. Irawa, Akwa, Amaka, La'ah, Lagalah, Kaya. Sha'ar, Aimad, Imaka, Hawa, Hawa'a. Verse 14. Irawa, Akia, Abayaka, La'ah, Lagalah, Ashafwa, La'ah, Dakwarab, the Dafka, Hawa'ah, verse 15. Irawat, Kalafka, La'ah, Dagalah, Ashaf, Manaka, Hawa'ah, La'ah, Dagalah, Irawath, Irawatha, verse 16. Irawath, Ashaf, Akika, La'ah, Dagalah, Irawath, Akika. Hawa, verse 17. Irawa, Sha, Wabatha, Ba'a, Dagala, Ba, Bana,
Yeah, you got it.
Bana,
Come.
Wa'a, Ba, Ba'a, Ba'a, Quack. What is it, quack?
Quack. Come.
Laga Lawa, Iro Wata, Sha'ara, Hana, Sama, Hawa'a, verse 18. Washa, Ba'a, that's how we say it.
Come.
Quack. Latazara. Lagala Wath. Ira Watha. Alaya. Wakayaya. That's right.
Come.
That's it. I read Leviticus chapter 18, verses 12 to 18 in the English. Now, where you at? Leviticus chapter 18.
Leviticus 18,
Verse 12.
verse 12. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy
see how the Most High is very, very, this is very specific, very clear. So this cuts any of the, this cuts pretty much the LGBTQRS community right in half. This cuts the Christian church right in half. This cuts a lot of things. This even cuts if I can make sure, the perverts in Islam in half, because there's a lot of perverts in the especially over there in the Middle East that like to sleep with mothers and young little girls and 9 years old boys. This cuts them right in half, and this is why we should not be Muslim. This is why we shouldn't be with Islam. This is why we should not be with the Catholic Church. This is why we shouldn't be with the Christian Church. This is why we shouldn't be with the alphabet people. This is exactly why. Because the Most High is very, very clear here.
It's like, and just to add on, like, people get mad about us saying that, but this is coming straight from God. Like, these are not our words. Like, this is coming straight out of the scriptures. This is what the Lord has ordained. You see what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of people, they can say a lot of things, but at the end of the day, you're going to see who's being obedient to the Lord and who's not, according to who's following these scriptures. And all those groups that Uriah just named, none of them are following the scriptures. None of them are following the oracles of God. If they're not following the oracles of God, we should not be following them. You see what I'm saying? So that's important to note too. These are not our words. These are the words of the Lord. Amadi? Yeah, Aisha, present sir.
Yasha Banga Banyashal.
Yasha, Banga, Banyashal.
Yabashim Yasha Bakta.
Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Barakatah.
Leviticus chapter 18, verses 19 through 25 in the Hebrew.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 19 through 25 in the Hebrew. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 19. Wa'al, Asha, Banadas, Tama'atha, La'a, Fakwara, Lagalawas, Irawatha, verse 20. Wa'al, Ashaf, Amayathka, La'a, the son, Shakabaska, Lazarai, Latama'a, Ba, verse 21. Wamazara Aika, let me say that again. Wamazaraika, La'a, the son, Laha I Bayar, Lamalak, La'a, Vachalal, As, Sham, Alahayaka, Anya, Yahweh, verse 22. Wa'as, Zakar, La'a, Thashaka, Mashakabya, Asha, Thawa'aiba, Hawa'a, verse 23. Wabakal, Bahama, La'a, Bathan, Shakabaska, Latama'aha, Ba, Wa'asha, La'a, Fa'aimad, Lapanya, Bahama, Lara'aiha, Thabal, Hawa'a, verse 24. Stop 25 slide. Verse 24. Next page. All, Fatama'a, Wa, Bakal, Allah, Kaya, not Kaya, Bakal, Allah, Natama'awa, Hagawayam, Ashar, Anya, Malach, mapanayakam, verse 25. Wafatama'a, ha'aratiza, wa'apakwad, iwana, alya, wathawa'a, ha'aratisa, Yeshabiyah, or Yeshabiyah, it's like Yeshabiyah, and that's it.
We're reading Leviticus chapter 18, verses 19 through 25 in the English.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 19. Also thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. Verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her.
Stop. So you see right here, you're not supposed to lie with your neighbor's wife, your homeboy's wife, which a lot of people do in the world. They think that's you think you get points for that. You didn't get points for the Most High with that. Kill you for that. So like you, sir, Captain, if I might ask, he's gonna read verse 21. I actually have a question about Leviticus 18:21. So go ahead.
Verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
So like you, sir, the question I have about this verse right here is this verse is all talking about who you should and should not sleep with, and then all of a sudden this verse 21 comes here and talks about not letting your children pass the by. Is this talking about child molestation? Leviticus chapter 18, verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
That's the fire of Molech. First of all, you gotta know who Molech is.
Come.
Molech is an actual Moabite Ammonite god.
Come.
Calf of the head of a calf, body, man of body, and arms like this, right?
Come.
Arms will be out like this, everybody see? This false god, right?
Come.
And the calf is he would use. He would flip the baby on the arm and sacrifice the baby. I think this is what it's on.
Come,
It's
sir.
not things like,
Come.
They would put the baby and sacrifice the baby.
Come, sir. The water, sir.
The Moloch is a false god of the Moabites and Ammonites.
Come.
This was the actual false god. He would sacrifice the baby on the burning.
So like, sir, you said Moabites, Ammonites, is that, and you said it was like this, because Buddha is kind of like that too, and that's, I know that the Chinese, and aren't they other Moabites and Chinese?
Yeah.
And like, I'm just trying to make a connection. I don't know if there's a connection. I don't know if there's a
I can
connection.
send you a visual, matter of fact, please, put up the definition
Come, sir. Well, I think he said it was he's going to pull it. One verse, verse 22.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. And thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
It is a what? Repeat that.
It is abomination.
It's an abomination. So the gay movement, that's an abomination. And so, churches that accept that, that's a whole abomination. It's right, it's very clear. And a precept is Yahweh Shah said, if I'm saying it right, sir, not one jot or tittle, nothing is going to pass from the law. So this is set in stone. So I've seen Christian churches come on TV and try to scribble around, go around the scripture and try to talk the scripture out. When Yahweh Shah said, not one jot. So this stands.
It's like, and not only that, like, people actually trying to change the Bible. They're trying to get new versions of the Bible without these type of verses in it. You understand? Like, when a person got to change the Bible to fit their sin, we should not be following that. You see what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of these nations out here, that's what they're doing. They're coming up with their own text. The Christian church is coming up with their own text when it comes to serving the Lord, because it allows them to sin without a conscience. You see what I'm saying? So we should not be following that type of leadership. We should be following these scriptures, these oracles of the Lord.
I'm gonna show this on the screen for everybody online. I got a picture of what Molech looked like, and I'm gonna show the class in a second. I don't know if y'all can see that online, but you can see it's a what you might call an altar, but it's a dude on there, and he got a head of a calf, and you can come up to this TV if you want to, and there's a dude up there giving up the baby to the false god there. Look on the TV, you can see it better. That's what it looks like right there. You can see the false god, you can see the head, you can see the arms, you can see the fire, you can see him giving up his sacrifice to the false god. All right, and you can see that there's a baby in his hand. Like, this ain't by chance, this is what they did. They would sacrifice the baby, and burn it up on the joint. Right? This is the practice of it. Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw, but I remember this was in 2019. I don't know if it's 2019 or 2020, but they did, about some years later, they decided to see what was inside of a Buddha statue, like one of those golden ones. So they cut it open and they found a living skeleton in it.
But look, I'm gonna go ahead and read the definition of all that, the physical description. I think this is in the Strong's Bible Dictionary, or either the Strong's or it's in one of those Bible dictionaries. It says the image of Molech was the brass, hollow within, and was situated without Jerusalem. His face was that of a calf, and his hands stretched forth like a man who opens his hands to receive something of his neighbor. They kindled it with fire. And the priest took the babe and put it in the hands of Molech.
Sir.
That's the physical description of Molech. Sacrifice with the enemy fire. So don't do that.
Sir.
So like, could we tie this into day with worship?
Absolutely, and I think on the thumb put it in the chat. It is the same thing. It's the same concept.
So when it says any of thy seed pass, the word pass is defining death to pass through, not necessarily like through ejaculation, because that's the understanding that I grew up with.
Fast meaning, you're giving it to the
Death, right? That's what I'm saying.
That ain't saying fast like that. This is saying literally following the customs of the Lord. Killing your kid, giving it to the false god. That's what it is.
Sir. The water, sir.
Here's another picture. And this one, they got Planned Parenthood on there. And again, you see the baby. You see the dude with the calf head. I see the baby, right? He holding up the baby to it. And there's a calf, a thing with a calf head. And again, his arms is out to receive the sacrifice. Everybody see?
So I can set it up. I didn't see it. I don't think it's.
I'll pass it up.
Sir.
It's like 3 quotes you can scroll down.
Oh, wow. The water, sir.
That's what they don't like the fake Israelites in the Christian church. They don't even, they say Star or Molech, but they have no idea what Molech is.
Oh, God.
This is they have a physical description of Molech. They got pictorials and pictures of what actually Molech is.
Oh,
To
God.
show that they is not.
It's like a common concept. So like when they say star of Molech, that's talking about like the priesthood of Molech or
We're
something?
talking about the star Molech, we're talking about their God.
Common
The
concept.
word star, you have to understand the word star in that context means.
Common concept.
Star in that context means, who would be a star today?
James, somebody like that.
LeBron James.
Common concept.
You know, the movie stars, that was the prominent figure
Common
of that
concept.
religion.
Common concept.
Prominent figure of Christianity in Caesar Borgia. So
Common
he worshiped
concept.
Caesar Borgia. So he would be considered a star. The prominent figure of Roman Catholicism is Mother Mary, right? She would be the star.
Common concept. Makes sense.
That's all.
Common concept. The water.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself. Therewith neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion.
So you can see bestiality is out of the picture, and you see especially Esau. Esau will do things like that. Horses and pigs and other that's happened, and obviously these Hamite nations were doing it as well because they were in the land of Canaan. They were coming to the land of Canaan, and this is what these nations were doing: bestiality.
And that's important to note. Like the Lord had to put this as a law because it was common practice. Like this wasn't nothing like out the blue, nothing like that. Like they were literally doing this as common practice. That's why the Lord had to tell us not to do it. Another note is we always look at those, like especially in the hood, man. Like we around the Moabites and the Ammonites constantly, not knowing that they are full of our children being slaughtered. Like we give them a pass for everything. They come off so humble, like they so righteous, and they seem so docile and so pleasant. You see what I'm saying? But they literally, like we reading in the scriptures, like it was their practice for them to kill children. You see what I'm saying? They seek to destroy our children. Commander Jeremy Honda just put out a video a few weeks back where he was talking about the Korean guy. He had a liquor store and he was selling AK-47 bullets in his liquor store, and it was posted right under the candy. You see what I'm saying? They hate our children. You see what I'm saying? I don't care how humble they think, how they come off. They hate our children, man. And the Lord is bringing this out in Scripture. This is their God, the God of killing our children, man. False God.
The water. Come.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 24. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast before you. Verse 25. And the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomited out of her inhabitants.
So like if I may add, and this is one of the reasons why we got put out of the land, because the Most High here said that the land would vomit you out if you do these practices. And what did? We went right into the land of Canaan and started doing the things that the Most High told us not to do. And that's what caused us to get vomited out of the land, get put out of the land.
Marty? Michael up, is it that so?
Michael Bangab Banyashal. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua.
shot.
Leviticus, we're going to be reading now Leviticus chapter 18. Is it 25 through 30?
Leviticus chapter 18, verses 26 through 30, and then Leviticus 19, verses 1 through 2.
26 through 30, and then 19, 1 through 2.
Yep.
Come. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 26. Washamarathum, Atham, As, Kwasya, Wa'as, Mashapatya, Wala'ah, Fa'aishya, Makal, Hathar, Wa'aibas, Ha'alah, Ha'azarak, Hagar, Basawakakam, verse 27. Kaya, As, Kal, Hatha, Wa'aib. Salakia, went to another line. Hatha, Wa'aiba, Ha'al, Aishwa, Anashya, Ha'arataza, Ashar, the Punyakam, Watha Tama'ah, Ha'arataza, verse 28. Wala'ah, Ha'kwaya'ah, Ha'arataza, Asakam, Batama'akam, Atha, Ha'ashar, Kwa'aha, As, Hagwaya, Ashar, Lapanyakam, verse 29. Kaya, Kar, Ashar, Ya'aisha, Makal, Hathawa'ai, Bawas, Allah, Wanakaras, Raswa, Hanapashawas, Ha'aishas, Makwarab, Imam, verse 30. Washamaratham, As, Mashamarathya, Labalasya, Aishawas, Machawas, Hatha Wa'aibas, Ashar, Na'aishwa, Lapanyakam, Wala'ah, Fatama'awa, Baham, Anya, Yahweh, Alahayakam. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashal, Amar, verse 2. Dabar, Al, Kal, Idas, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Wa'amar, Wa'amaras, Alaham, Quadashim, Yawa, Kaya, Quadawash, Anya, Yahweh, Alahayakam.
We'll be reading Leviticus chapter 18, verses 26 through 30, and then Leviticus 19, 1 through 2 in the English.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 26. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nations, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. Verse 27, for all these abominations have the men of the land done, which we were before you, and the land is defiled. Verse 28, that the land spew not you out also, when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. Verse 29, for whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among your people.
Stop right there for a second. I just want to add real quick, if I may, sort of. One of the biggest gay pride parades is actually in Israel today. They have some of the biggest, largest parades, gay pride parades. And they're not gonna stay in that land. That land is going to vomit them out. Because they are doing practices, they're allowing, if they claim that they're the real Israelites or real Jews, but they allow that in their land. In the land that the Most High said should not be allowed. And that land, it's gonna vomit them out just like it vomited out the other nations, which also caused us to be put out. But since they are allowing that, they're gonna be put out of that land. It's gonna vomit them out. And where they're not the real Israelites anyway, or the real Jews anyway, but just to add. You're in, yes, verse 30.
Verse 30, therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance that ye commit, not any one of these abominable customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God. Chapter 19. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 2. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the Israel children, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I am the Lord your God, and holy.
Yasha, Banga, Ban Yashala. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bakta.
Leviticus chapter 19, verses 3 through 9 in the Hebrew. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 3. Ayash, Amawah, Abyawa. They are a wa, Shabbathathia, Shabbathathia, the Shamarwa, Anya, Yahweh, Alahayakam. Verse 4. Oh, the Punwa. Oh, Masakah, La'ah, La'aishwa, Lakum, Anya, Yahweh, Alahayakum, verse 5. Wakayah, there's a bakwa, it's a bak, Shalomyam, La Yahweh, There's a bakakwa. Verse 6. By a woman. It's a bakkum. Yeah, cold. Woman. Makara. Wahan with I, the woman. I shall Yashia Ba'ash Yesharataza. It's like a Yasharat. Verse 7. Yaakov by a woman. Yashia. Put the wall. Yarataza. Verse 8. Call you up. One. Is that a one more?
Yeah, you can come concert. It's like a come concert.
The Shah, Kaya, Kadash, Yahweh, Kalala, Wana Karatha, Anapash, Apanawa, it's like Ahawa, Ma'aya, it's not, it's like Ma'aya, what? Verse 9. What is it? What is a rakam?
Connect the Taza and the rock.
What has a rock? What has a rakam? What is Zaraka? What has a yard? Or what has a come? The Lakala, Ba'ad, Shadat, it's a possessive word, Shadaka, like what is like Quatazar, Quat, which has a Wateza Yarak,
Is a possessive verb.
Wateza Yaraka, Wateza Yaraka,
What is a yard?
Wateza Yaraka,
Come.
La'a, Quat. That's it. Read it. We're going to be reading from Leviticus chapter 19, verses 3 through 9 in the English.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 3. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. Verse 5. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. Verse 6. It will be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. Verse 7. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is an abominable. It shall not be accepted. Verse 8. Therefore every one that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he has confounded the hollow thing of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 9. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corn. Wholly reap. Thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. Verse 10.
No, that's it.
You see how the Most High always was thinking about the less fortunate. The white man, well, our oppressor, he'll take everything. He'll take everything. He won't even leave you a crumb. He'll take everything and anything. But the Most High is always, letting us know that we need to look out for the less fortunate, or of our own, and to take care of our own that is less fortunate. So we're not supposed to just grab everything. If something falls in our field, leave it there, or leave the corners for the people that are less fortunate.
It's like, and that's so heavy because, if you glean in the field, you're not going to get everything when you go the first time to reap everything up. You see what I'm saying? The so-called white man is coming back the second, third, fourth, and fifth time. He's going to get everything out of that field. He's going to rape that land. You see what I'm saying? The Most High is saying, listen, we're going to take care of the less fortunate. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to go back the second, third, fourth, and fifth time. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to get everything. Leave some for the people that don't have something. You see what I'm saying? That shows how righteous the Most High in our culture. This is actually our culture. This is our culture that we're reading about. You feel me? Which shows you we're not of this culture that we're living in. You see what I'm saying?
So like you sort of fucking head, and you see we've been in this Babylon system for so long. We need to come out of the Babylonian system of thinking, because in our thinking today, we don't want to leave nothing behind for our own.
Right.
We got the attitude, well, I had to struggle, so you struggle. But that's not the attitude you need to have for any of your people, especially your children or anybody. I always go back to the story of Joseph. Joseph, he got into the land, became governor, and then he provided for his family.
Right.
So we don't want to have the attitude that the system has taught us to, just take everything and not leave anything behind, and not look out for our brother. But that's, because that's contrary to what the Most High wants us to do.
See, it really, what Joseph had was the spirit that he was supposed to have of the Lord. You feel me? Like, you take a Christian pastor right now, and you put him in that same position. You know what he's going to tell his brothers when they come? He's going to tell them, you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You need to work harder. You understand? You got to plan a little better. You got to do X, Y, and Z. They'll become the ones that he looks down upon them. How Joseph actually took care of his brothers and realized that it wasn't their fault that they were starved, that they were going through what they were going through, so he helped them.
Come.
This is the spirit that we supposed to have as we take care of our people, man.
Come.
You see what I'm saying? That's the spirit of our Lord, and that's our culture.
Come.
Good, Marty?
Maya Shalom. Men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak.
Say it again, do it again.
Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak.
Move up closer. Okay. Stand in the Mahdi first. Mahdi Shabbat. Mahdi Slakia. When you make that right, that make your foot, make sure your right foot is going out and coming back in. Try it again. Just
Yeah. Make sure we're the evening.
for everybody. Amadim. Wapanya Hakwadam means rise and face the east. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then the English. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shemkah, Yahweh, Malak Wakah, Taba'ah, Retazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Aratza, Hawa, Hayah, Hashemayim, Nathamanah, Lakam, Kol, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kamwat now, Kasalak now, Kamwat now, Mala'ah, Ayana, when the same ones, Abol, Abishayana, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Amalaka, Waha'ala, Wahakapa'ara, I will love you. Amen.
And in the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth, as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
We forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation. But deliver us.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory. Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
So with me, turn. Sister Jashad.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Amadiya, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua Barakatah,
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yabya Matah, Sar, which means his turn, Sisters Amadi. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Amadiya, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatam Ba'ashim Yahshua. Yabya Matah, class is missed. Is there, Salaki, anybody would like to be anointed? Please step up. Anybody want to be anointed? Any brother want to be anointed? Any brother?